special and she reckless. Remember, you're my bestest friend. Yeah, she my bestie. My love for you is endless. Nobody else can end it. And when I get the money back, then baby.
Hey y'all, what is up and welcome back to the Keep It Simple Makeup Guide series. Today we are focusing on foundations. I want to talk about first consistency. So when I say consistencies, I'm talking cream, liquid, and powder, okay? It is very, very crucial that you know and understand what your skin type is, just simply because when it comes to picking these consistencies, you have to understand that different ones are going to work better on specific skin types. So if you haven't seen the skin type skin prep video, it's the one right before this. Go over there, watch that, and then come right back over here. So creams are gonna be better for drier skin types. They have more slip, they have a little bit more of a glow to it. It just makes the skin look nice and healthy. Do not recommend these for oily skin, just simply because they will probably end up, your oil will probably end up breaking them down. And of course, we already have our own built-in glow, so no additional help. Next up, you have powder, okay? So powder foundations, I'm not talking about like a translucent powder yet. We're not there yet. I'm talking about a powder foundation that's gonna add some coverage. It's getting really interesting now because what I'm finding is, I feel like at first powder foundations, I could say, nope, only for oily skin. However, now you have powder foundations like the Fenty ones where it's a powder, but it almost gives more so of a satin finish. So basically it's not as drying on the skin. So I feel like for one like that, because it's more velvety texture, drier skin types can also use that one as well. But most of the time, rule of thumb for a powder foundation, it's going to be oily skin friendly. And then of course you have liquid. Now liquid is wide range because within the liquid foundations, you've got different finishes, okay? We'll come back to finishes in a moment. First things first, when you're shopping for your foundation, you wanna make sure you know what type of coverage you're looking for, all right? So you got light, you got medium, and you have full. Light coverage, think skin tints. Skin tints are all the rage right now, so it's just basically a glorified tinted moisturizer. You're not going to get a lot of coverage with this at all. Basically, it'll just help, give a little bit of color to your skin and help moisturize your skin. That's about it. You're not gonna get any coverage with that. Medium coverage. I love medium coverage. That's personally my preference because it does a good job at just blurring imperfections on the skin and giving me an overall even look on my face. Most of the time, I'm not looking to cover every single thing on my face. I'm okay if a little bit of my skin peeks through. I think medium coverages are the best just simply because they work any time of the day, any special event, and you also have to keep in mind if you're using a medium foundation, and then by the time you put on your concealer and then you set it with your powder and your blush and your bronzer, it's gonna look like a full face anyway by the time you have everything on. My preference is medium. I feel like you can't go wrong with it. Now, full coverage, like I always say, covers everything from your soul to your toes. This is for the glam girl. This is for the girl that wants to be beat for the cheap seats. This is for the girl that doesn't want anything to show through. Full coverage. Also, maybe let's say you're someone who's struggling with maybe dark acne scarring spots or rosacea, and you might need a full coverage just to help you cover up, those imperfections. I personally, I don't mind a full coverage. I know for me, there's a time and place. Sometimes I'm just in the mood and I feel like being uber glam, and there is nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Now, we've got finishes. So many different finishes. We'll stick with the main three. So natural. I feel like the natural satin is right in the middle, okay? So it's not too dewy and it's not too matte. I feel like for a natural finish, all skin types can wear them because it's just kind of that balance right in the middle. Dewy finishes are always going to have more of a glow, a luminous look, which is perfect for dry skin just simply because dry skin tends to look dull. So if you want your skin to have a youthful glow, I highly recommend that you use a dewy finish just simply because it's just gonna make your skin look more vibrant and alive. I do not recommend a dewy finish for oily skin just simply because you already got in your built-in dew. So by the time you put on the dewy finish foundation and then your natural oils push through, it might be a tish too much. And then last but not least, matte. No shine whatsoever. This is perfect for the oily skin girl. If you have dry skin, you need to stay far, far away from matte, just simply because, first of all, it's probably going to be really, really hard to blend out on your skin. It might grab on any dry areas you're going to have, and honestly, matte foundations on dry skin can age you. So I always like to make sure, and it doesn't matter how old you are either, it can just look very, very harsh on the skin. So I like to make sure I'm using something that's either a little bit more of a natural dewy finish on drier skin and more mattifying on oily skin. Now, my personal preference these days, I like that right in the middle finish because, you know, as you progress in life, I am still an oily girl. However, I am noticing that I'm just not really liking the way that the matte, uber matte looks on my skin. I prefer a more healthier look. And at the end of the day, especially if you are an oily skin girl, you just gotta get comfortable and know that no matter what, you're always gonna have oil, okay? Once I got comfortable with that, life got easier. How do I combat it? I just take a paper towel and I blot my face. Easy, keep it simple, keep it pushing. Last but not least, undertones. This is crucial when you're doing your foundation shopping. If you know your undertone, you're good to go. 3 undertones. You have cool, neutral, and warm. How do you know which is you? This is kind of like the easy way. I'm not saying this is 100% accurate, but this is more so as a guide if you're just totally clueless. Your jewelry, okay? Do you tend to gravitate towards more silver jewelry, or do you feel that more silver jewelry looks best on you? If that's the case, then you probably have a cooler undertone. Or if you're on the opposite side, you feel that gold jewelry looks the best on you and you tend to always want to wear more warmer colors or gold jewelry, then you probably have a warm undertone. Now, if you kind of feel like you can wear both, guess what? You're smack dab in the middle. Another way to tell, look at your veins, okay? Mine, of course, the one time in my life I'm not vascular, my veins are green, which is a huge indication of warm. If you have veins that are blue, that's gonna be cool. Or if you kind of have that purplish undertone, then guess what? Neutral. Play around with it, see what looks best on you, and also see what your preference is. And then of course, within those undertones, you can get real nitpicky. You can have a cool pink, and then maybe sometimes in the neutrals, you might have an olive, and when the warms, you might have golden and red. So my complexion is warm, but I have a golden undertone. So if I'm using a foundation that's warm, but it's red, that is not going to look good on my skin. It's going to look off. So just a couple of things to keep in mind. If you can nail down your undertone, your foundation shopping is going to be super, super easy. A couple of my favorite foundations, the NARS Natural Radiant, that is beautiful and I love using that on dry skins. I've started using that on my clients just simply because it's a no-fill. It goes on beautifully, it adds a glow, and it doesn't get caught on any dry areas. That's a great one. Rare Beauty, that's gonna be your right in the middle, your natural satin, and then Huda Beauty Faux Filter, full on coverage, full, but my goodness, it is beautiful. That's gonna wrap up our foundation portion of the Keep It Simple makeup guide. I will see you in the next one for concealer. Peace.